Hey, what up, everybody? Occults Receivable here. I'm Anthony, here with Theresa, as always.
Hello.
And we are getting right back into Raging Loop. Oh, shit. Where to even begin? What the fuck happened last time? Last time, there was a really uncomfortable scene with Rikako.
Yep.
Um, they got into the whole bedroom woman servant super cool thing that, I don't know, is really.
Yeah, I'd been hoping it wasn't as gross as it sounded, and it was exactly as gross as it
It
sounded.
was exactly as gross as it sounded, yeah. And I don't know, shit. It's I think we looked up Yoshitsugu to see if he was human,
Yeah, the
and
game
he
didn't let
was.
us choose. The game was just like, we're looking up this child,
Right.
which
So
is
we went to
fine.
so we went to bed, and it's Friday. I mean, it's very obviously because at this point we've already know we know Mochi is a wolf. We already knew that Mamiya was a wolf, but her ass got destroyed.
Yeah,
Um,
the corruption got her.
the corruption got her. Uh, I was poisoned, and then okay. The thing that's bothering me is that I was fucking poisoned, and they didn't explain how I was saved. Only that Rikako tried to ride me, then stabbed me in the shoulder, and then I was
Yep,
fine. Fuck it, I don't
yep.
know. Um, there's the weird Chiemi Rikako Haruaki romance triangle, which bothers the shit out of me because Haruaki is Groundhog Daying his way through all this shit to get the right answer to who he's gonna bone. I don't know. I don't like it. And
I mean,
anyway,
hopefully, since the game did acknowledge that BL fangirls exist, maybe Rikako and Chiemi will decide, fuck this loser, we're dating now, and go off and be lesbians together.
that
That's
I
my
mean,
hope.
I'd be fine with that. Anyway, so the only people that we do not know for sure are like we know that most of the cast are human. Um, Takami's human, Kiyonosuke's human, uh, Kanzo's human, uh, Yasu is human. We assume Kaori is human, but she says she's the crow.
Yep.
Um, so like we're looking up Yoshitsugu, but honestly, like the smart thing to do would be to look up Chiemi or Rikako or even Mako, but the game
Hmm.
is like, nah, we're not gonna let you do that.
Yep.
Which is aggravating because I'm like so positive Chiemi's a wolf and is trying to screw with me, but also I don't know. She's subject to the possibly the weird loop. Is a lot's going on.
It's
No,
fine.
nothing I woke up to came to me as a surprise. I hadn't died. I know it'd be that way. All that remained was figuring out how to end things. I merely had to find a compromise between what was happening and what I felt. No, there were two more things to consider. The wolves could go out of control before the feast even began. I didn't know who I had to mourn today. Oh yeah, we don't know who's dead. We're assuming Cowdy is gonna die.
Yeah.
But also Takumi was giving off huge death flags.
Yes, he was.
It was 5 in the morning and everything was still covered in mist. I could see things better than at night, but not by a whole lot. Was Kanzo-san patrolling again? He was no longer like he had been yesterday morning, so I could hope that he was, but he no longer had a gun. The fact that he, a confirmed human, was patrolling like that was actually pretty good for us. I carefully took a step forward. The wolves were liable to appear from the mists at any moment, so I snuck around just in case.
Mm.
However, this was a world of mist and ominous silence. I don't know, man. Sneaking around during the day just seems like a lot of people are gonna be like, hey, you're a wolf.
Yeah, what are you doing, bro? Why aren't you walking normally?
As I walked, the grass swayed, and the crunching of the gravel felt loud enough to be heard by the entire village. In fact, even the sound of my heartbeat was deafening. To hell with this, I had to pull myself together. If they were coming, I surely would have heard them too. I just had to stand still to know if I was in danger. I didn't hear anything. There was no one. Or perhaps everyone was hiding. As I began suspecting that our murderer was about to pop out of the nearby bushes, I stopped running. I went to the side of the road and hid myself. Okay. I carefully thought about the situation. If you looked at the feast as a game, the judges were mostly uninvolved in its progression, leaving it to the players. They only dispensed supernatural deaths to those who killed more than one or humans who walked around at night. It was really minimal intervention. On the other hand, though, that didn't mean they would stick to their rules and keep the number of victims under two. And so far, the sides that were cornered tried to kill people even if it meant getting the death penalty. It happened every time. In other words, observance of the rules wasn't valued, meaning that having more deaths than allowed was not a problem. Not only were the humans unprotected, but the wolves, who saw justice in the real story, were entirely capable of disregarding the corruption to commit murder. Looking at it that way, I had no idea what the Game Master, Great Lord Shinai, was trying to accomplish. Did he just want to see bloodshed? In that case, why the roundabout method? He was the god of the mountain. The corruption was his law. The Yomibito were the enemy, but it wasn't clear whether the ones sent to Yomi were the humans or wolves. It made so little sense. If the corruption was the power of Yomi, it wasn't even clear where the boundary between the mountain and Yomi was. In other words, it was safe to think that the mountain and Yomi were the same thing. Shinai was both the mountain and Yomi, a two-faced god who split the Fujiyoshi people, worshipping him into two opposing factions on a whim. His aim was this very bloodshed. The mist, the village, everything here was like a coliseum to him. A hunting ground, basically. I had to be overthinking things. Yes!
Oh, I get it. So Lord Shinai is basically the clown playing Sims.
Oh my
And
god,
everybody
you're
down
right.
here in the village is a Sim.
And, yep, we're in the pool and he took the ladder out.
Yeah,
Yep, that's what the mist is.
yep, got
However,
it.
however, the fact that the rules weren't strict and the punishment wasn't swift created an opening. There probably was a way to clear the game with minimal casualties. I had to make it through this situation, though. I made a gamble. After taking a deep breath,
I'm so glad I have headphones in for that. Thank you, Haruaki.
I made a gamble. I screamed. I screamed at the
I
top of my
screamed
lungs,
like the little bitch I am.
then hid. What is he doing?
He's making a gamble, Aunt. Didn't you read what he
Oh,
said?
if Kanzo-san or Takumi-san heard it, they were bound to come. If it was a wolf instead, they would make a move, wondering why something serious happened without their knowing. They couldn't catch me off guard if I hid and watched from the shadows. Or you're a lunatic. 5 minutes passed, yet I heard nothing. What if everyone was already dead? That was impossible. Maybe they knew what I was thinking and were now planning to ambush me.
Oh my
God,
God.
God, this is. Oh my God.
He's over here trying to play four-dimensional chess when everyone else is playing fucking checkers.
Like they're in the fucking dining hall. They're like, "What the fuck was that?" And it's like, "Oh, it's probably Fusaishi being dumb."
Yep.
I was just guessing, but you never know what could happen in this mist. My next option was to sneak around and look around the whole village.
Oh my God, are we really doing this?
I would move swiftly and in short bursts. I'd make noise for sure, but it would also make it harder for any other potential lurkers to find me. I hummed the
We're
theme
really
song
doing
in my
this.
head. The Okiba were large and had decent amounts of space between them, making them good hiding places.
Good.
I ran and hid. Then I held my breath. Nothing was happening. Not thinking much about it, I repeated the process. I ran and hid, then stayed quiet. I ran and hid. So I so I
So I
shot
fired,
and
and I
I missed.
missed.
I fired and I missed.
Oh my God.
That's
What I really
exactly what's
want here. Oh,
happening.
perfect. Perfect. I was hoping someone would come up on him and be like, what the fuck are you doing, Haruaki? I've been watching you for 10 minutes. And it's our good boy, our goodest boy.
Yoshitsugu popped out of the stone I was aiming for and charged at me. I jumped to the side. A woodcutting axe slashed to the place I was just standing in.
チクショーが待て僕だ落ち着けてめえかクソが
He then angrily threw the axe away in a random direction and screamed.
チクショーチクショーチクショー
Kaori bit it.
Yeah, Cowdy bit it. Also, are they playing the same dumb fucking hide and run game?
That would be amazing.
No point in sneaking around anymore, but this made me understand something. His rage could only mean one thing. Yep.
昨晩やられたのはチクショー
Oh,
Aww.
sweetie.
Oh, Yasu's gonna be in bad shape too.
Yeah.
After waiting for him to calm down a bit, we began walking together, no longer trying to hide at all. If he'd made so much noise and survived regardless, it was safe to assume that there would be no ambushes. And even if there was, it would be two versus two. We would be on equal footing, to the horrifying wolf monsters. As expected, we made it to the plaza without anything happening. Yoshitsugu-kun hadn't said a word the whole way. He was just breathing heavily, like when he attacked me, and his eyes were so wide that his agitation seemed to become madness.
見てくる。
Not waiting for an answer, I went to the dining hall. I was instantly assaulted by a strange reek.
Different from all the other strange reeks we've experienced here.
Yes, we would never eat here again. As I became certain of that fact, my heart sank, which was pretty out of character for me. I took a step forward. The cupboard's glass was completely destroyed, and there were porcelain pieces all over the place. This must have been caused by Yoshitsugu-kun's rampage. Her bed was upstairs. I went up carefully, just in case, but it didn't feel like there was anyone alive inside. The supports and walls were slightly damaged in places. Yoshitsugu-kun had taken it really hard, huh?
Yeah, no shit, buddy.
Yeah.
His mom just died.
I know. Even the phone, the only one in the village, was completely broken and on the floor. After seeing it, I went further in to her room. It was the same. The philosophy behind the murder was the same as Haru-chan's. The bloody footprints were standard at this point. There was no doubt this was done by wolves. I would like to see the footprints. Are they like footprints, like humans' footprints, or are they like bestial?
Right.
What was different was that it wasn't a clobbering, but a slashing. Kaori Oribe's remains were cut up and drowning in a sea of blood. She hadn't been torn apart or split up randomly. It was best to say that she'd been cut into rings.
Oh.
Her body was lying on its back, covered neck to toe in horizontal slashes. They did make it to the bone, but didn't break through them. Her entire front was cut open like a fish fillet.
Oh my god.
I couldn't tell whether she died from blood loss or suffocation due to the multiple neck injuries, but whichever it was, she'd suffered an awful end. And yet again, for some reason, her face was left completely untouched.
Yeah, I'm blaming Mochi for this 100% as well.
She'd clearly vomited lots of blood, and her expression was downright demonic. Had she been conscious while it was happening? Were the faces of the detestable wolves burned into her now dead eyes? I'd seen how intense this woman could be, and at this point, a part of me felt like it was the real her. However, no matter how demonic, she was definitely a loving mother. To both her two sons, as well as Yasumizu as a whole.
Yeah.
Looking at her reminded me of the Buddhist goddess demon Hariti, or Kishimojin, no matter how irrelevant that was. Okay, and oh boy, was it irrelevant.
Why even bring it up? My fucking god, this guy's all over the map.
Every time, I understand this is a visual novel, but somehow he is just so insufferable. In Shinai-sama's court, gods on the outside had absolutely no power. Suddenly, I realized that her arms were completely unharmed. I also noticed that some of the wounds seemed to be facing downwards. The back of the hand was facing upwards, while the palm was facing down, despite the wounds being on the palm. Why? She would have been... Okay, she was defending herself.
Yeah.
I'm holding up my hand, no one can actually see. But like, okay, if the palms are down, and that would mean the palms were out when she was being struck. So like she had her arms up to try and defend herself.
Yeah.
But if her arms were unharmed, yeah, maybe she's holding something. Upon further observation, I noticed something strange about her undamaged hand. Her fingers were in a peculiar position. She was flipping us off. Her right hand squeezed around its pinky and ring finger. Yeah, she's holding something. Meanwhile, her left was grasping all the fingers except the thumb. Had she been conscious when she'd gotten these wounds? Had she bent her arms and pushed her fingers on the floor into this position? Was it a shape created by her painful, absurd end? Or perhaps some sort of message?
Oh, I wonder if it's the paper that informs whether or not who was hanged was a wolf.
Maybe. Yoshitsugu-kun had caught up with me. Oh boy.
Hey, welcome back.
Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to the stream. Glad to see that you joined us. With Yasunaga-kun in tow.
母さん。それだけかよ。それだけ？お前には僕の気持ちがわかるのか？泣きわめけば納得するのかよ。
Haruaki woke up and started running around playing some sort of G.I. Joe game until he ran into Yoshitsugu,
That's
who
exactly
was
what it
also
was.
playing some sort of G.I. Joe game. Then they came here to the dining hall because Yoshitsugu was understandably upset because his mother was brutally murdered last night.
Kaori is dead. That's what we've got. We have these are the only two that we've seen so far. So we don't know if anyone else is dead or how anyone else is gonna take it. Yeah, the
Yeah.
crow is.
僕だって悲しいさ。絶望だってしてる。だけど僕は考えなきゃならないんだよ。母さん、
Yeah,
よく考え
Yasu.
て、よく勉強して偉くなれ。父さんの無念を晴らすために。そう母さんに言われてきたからな。お前はいいよな。そんなのなくてさ。好き放題に生きて、母さんにいっぱい構ってもらえて。
Boys, I know you're dealing with some shit. This is really a real bad time.
結局、
Really not the time.
僕はこんな子供みたいなことにずっとこだわって、延々悩みながらここまでやってきた。
Man, you know, it would be real nice to be able to speak up and be like, hey, Yasu, your mom paid more attention to your idiot brother because you were such a good boy.
Yeah. Say it right in front of Yoshitsugu. You're like, yeah, this idiot right here. This guy, he's an idiot.
Yeah.
もう無理だな。虚しいよ。
頼むからよ。そんなこと言わねえでくれよ、兄貴。もう母ちゃんはいねえんだぞ。
Mommy.
俺らがひねくれた時になんか言ってくれる母ちゃんはいねえんだよ。兄貴がひねくれててどうすんだよ。
僕は母さんの無念を晴らす。この母さんの指の形が何なのか考えて割り出して母さんの敵を撃つ。
I will find out what these fingers mean. Upon closer inspection, they appear to be fingers, part of a hand.
それでお役御免だ。
But where did this hand come from? Wait, there are two of
お
them.
前のこと好きだったよ。俺はな、
Oh no.
逆に兄貴にムカついてた。
Oh, no.
母ちゃんは俺にお前の話ばっかする。俺以外にも、いや、一人の時も。
This kid is ripped.
寮暮らしの兄貴
I
は知
mean,
らねえだろうけど
everyone
な。
with a bare chest in this game is
母ちゃんは
ripped.
最近ずっと親父の写真に独り言言ってたんだ。全部お前のだ。
嘘だ。
嘘じゃねえ。母ちゃんはお前の方が好きだったんだよ。当たり前だ。兄貴の方がいいに決まってる。だから母ちゃんは俺にこんなこと押し付けてよ。チクショー！
Well, I mean, to be fair, this conversation did have to happen.
Yeah.
It's probably better it's happening now.
And not during the feast, yeah.
Yeah.
Suddenly, he pushed me aside, went forward, and reached for her
おい、
body.
何してるんだ。
母ちゃん、ごめん。
Aww. All choked up, he screamed and opened his dead mother's mouth.
さあ、ねえ。
よし、すぐやめろ。何か飲み込んでいるのか。
Yasunaga-kun's eyes widened at my question while Yoshitsugu-kun reached for the wound on her neck.
母ちゃん。
What you doing there, buddy?
What he took out was something small and covered in blood. He cleaned it with his fingers, exposing something transparent. Apparently, it was something covered in food wrapping.
兄貴、
Hmm.
開けろよ。母ちゃんが死ぬかもしれねえから、その時は死体かっ
What
さ
the
ばけっ
fuck
て。
is happening?
そんで、出てきたもんを兄貴に渡せって。
It's gotta be the crow.
やっぱり母ちゃんは兄貴の方が好きだったろうが、目覚ましやがれ。
夫妻子さん、すみません。開いてもらえませんか。
Okay, I'll do a thing.
触れて、
Okay.
ちょっと。
I've only been here for 3 days. 4 days? I don't even know.
I don't even know, man.
Sure.
I felt apologetic. I probably wasn't even supposed to be here in the first place, so I'd at least do this much. The wrap had a rolled piece of paper inside. When I unrolled it, I realized just how small it was. There was tiny but legible writing on it. The wrap protected any damage caused by blood or saliva, so I could read it clearly. Okay, those are probably the people she suspected as wolves.
Yeah.
Rikaku Uematsu, Chiemi Serizawa, Chikamochi Kamoshida, Mako, other. Oh, please read this together, you two. I always knew you were concerned about my attitude. I wanted Yasunaga to show what he's capable of somewhere far away from this dreadful place, and I would be too worried if I didn't have Yoshitsugu at my side. I came this far with such thoughtlessness, but it doesn't seem like I will survive this night, so please understand this much. I loved both of you more than anything in the world. Please forget everything aside from that and have a fun brotherly life. Mother. This wasn't something I could read for them. I just spread it out and put it on the simple dresser on my
二人で
side.
読むようにとのことだ。僕はここから出るけど、最後に少しだけご遺体に触れることを許してくれ。
I'll leave so you can deal with this, but before that, they didn't say a word, and
I'm also going to paw through her mortal remains.
Yep.
Yep.
I walked up to the remains. Again, I checked that the wounds on the palms were facing down. The right hand's thumb, index finger, and middle finger were up, while on the left it was only the thumb. Hold on, I'm doing this with my actual fucking hands. Thumb,
Yeah,
index
no, I
finger,
am too.
middle finger were up. Okay, so that means so a 4, like a sign.
Yeah, so she's got 4 fingers held up between
I
both her hands.
I looked into the wound Yoshitsugu had reached into and extended my finger toward it. I opened it up and examined the cut. There was just one large tube.
なるほど。なるほど。
What?
僕はもういい。下で。
I'm
他のみんなと待
I'm
ってる。
fucking sorry, what? Takumi-san was standing at the entrance to the dining hall along with everyone else. He was armed with a farming tool. Yeah, I absolutely misunderstood it too. He was armed with a farming tool while Kaza-san had a hunting knife. It was obvious they'd walked around all of Yasumizu and woke everyone up. Thus, they understood the situation. The Oribe brothers and I missed them because we left our houses earlier than they came to us. They'd probably woken up early because they were worried about their mother. Takumi-san wasn't saying a word. He just cast his eyes down and tightly pursed his lips. He vehemently ignored his urge to run to Kaori-san. As a man who couldn't or was too late to become their father, he thought he had no right to step into their family matters. It was a tragedy, from start to finish.
おはようございます。皆さん、こんな時でなんですが、大体全部わかりました。
This might be a bad time for this, but I solved it!
二人が降りてきたら、最後の宴を開くことを提案します。
Okay, I guess, yeah, no fucking around. It took a whole hour. I didn't hear any loud noises from upstairs the entire time. That was why when they came downstairs with red eyes, we all understood that they'd been quietly crying. Everyone silently agreed with my proposal, and we all went to the hall. We all had our sake, and the eldest among us spoke. Yasunaga-kun instantly raised his hand.
いいですか。特に夫妻子さん。構わないよ。では、僕は。
It is like the Ace Attorney soundtrack.
Yeah.
鴨志田、鹿持を狼として告発する。
待て。
Why is he wearing a school uniform?
I don't know.
蛇である夫妻子さんが
Maybe because he ruined his dress
見捨てずに
murdering
助け
Cowdy.
たということは信用につながりますが、絶対じゃない。むしろそれで夫妻子さんに取り入り、昨晩の蛇のカゴによる正体確認の対象から逃れられるかもしれない。
Well, what really made her avoid being the target of my ability was the fact that I wasn't allowed to choose anybody.
Yep.
確かに、僕は昨晩、吉次君を調べた。
俺を疑ったのかよ。
結果は人だった。でしょうね。これで正体不明なのは植松里香子、芽子、それに知恵姉とモッチーだけになった。しかし残る絞り込みは今朝遺体で見つかった僕の母、
He reached into
織
his
部
pocket.
香織が行
Oh,
って
God
くれ
damn it.
た。
All right, Yasu, I want to talk. He reached into his pocket and took out the letter from before. Kaori-san's final words. Everyone came closer and read it. Some began to choke up and cry. But everyone knew that what mattered right now wasn't the message she left to the brothers. I like how 5 other. 5 is just her going, Oh, her fingers. 1 and 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was Rikako and I think Mochi.
And Mochi, yeah. Oh, that was really clever.
Yep.
Kaori was the smartest of them all.
Yeah, so she wrote the list of who she was suspecting, swallowed it, and when the wolves came, while she was dying, she held her hands down on the ground, make it so that when her corpse was found, it would be 1 and 3. Yep. That's fucking badass.
That is so fucking badass.
Oh my god, Kaori, you fucking awesome person.
蛇の加護等で正体が定まってない知恵ねえ、モッチー、植松さん、メイコ、母さん自身は除いてある。
She was 5 other.
義継も抜かれてるのは母さんが義継を信じたってことでしょう。夫妻子さんが実は狼だったとかそういう時は一応カバーできるようにその他の項目も置いてある。まあその他の場合は夫妻子さんが嘘をついていたことが明らかなのでこちらも大きなヒントにはなる。母さんはこれでメッセージを残した。
待ちたまえ。これだけだと単なる名前の羅列に過ぎないが、どう読み解けというのかね。
母さんの手の立てられた指の数です。皆さんに見てもらうことはできなかったですが、母さんの遺体の指は少し変な形になってた。夫妻さん、義継、母さんの手がどうなっていたか覚えていますよね。
The right was clenching the pinky and the ring finger, while the left was clenching all besides the thumb.
右手が3本、左手が1本立てられていたね。
ああ、間違いねえ。
指の数で狼を指定したってことか。
そう。いざ狼が入ってきた時にはもうこんなメッセージを残してる余裕はない。だからあらかじめ紙に書いて飲み込んで。
紙、おいしくないよ。
Thank you, Meiko.
黙って、メイコ。お姉ちゃん、怖い。
そこまでしなきゃならなかったってことかよ。
ここで考えなければならないのはハルちゃんの時のこと。彼女は母さんの時と同じく布団の上でひどい殺され方をしていた。母さんの時は周りが荒らされてたけど、それは
俺が暴れたんだよ。
I love Yasumizu.
基本的には何らかの方法で抵抗ができない状態でああやって殺されたか、殺された後で遺体を傷つけられた。つまり死の前後はほとんど行動の自由が利かない状況で、なおかつ狼の
Oh, that's messed up. You can't do anything and the wolves are just like watching.
この状況では普通
That implies that the wolves aren't doing anything, that they're just witnesses.
そこに穴が。
Oh shit.
なるほど。そりゃ床の血文字とか残せるわけはないよね。狼に気づかれたらすぐ消されちゃう。
そう。大きな情報は残せない。だけどこうやって情報を別のところに書いておけば、それを指定する最低限の情報を残すことでことは足りる。
Maybe the serial killer's doing it. See, that's tough to figure out because, yeah, maybe the serial killer is like fucking rolling around and doing the will of Shinai, which is entirely feasible.
That's weird, but then why were the wolves also in the room if it's the serial killer doing the serial murders?
母さんの場合は
I don't know, man.
指を立てると
There's
Yeah.
a lot that they're just
狼は
yeah.
それに気づかなかった。こんな方法で読み耳の宴のルールの穴をつけるとは思っていませんでした。 僕の頭が硬かったのは確かでしょう。無理そうなことには挑戦しなかった。でも母さんは違った。
Yeah, your mom was a badass.
こんなものを飲み込んでまでメッセージを残そうとする母さんの執念がほころびをついたんです。以上です。
てめえ植松、やっぱてめえが殺したんじゃねえか。
You're just ignoring Mochi, who's like right behind you guys.
食っちまうべきだったってのか。
違います。
Oh yeah, because
違います。
Cowdy's dead, we don't know if the old man was anything.
Yeah.
やすんにしてはなんか雑じゃないかな。そんだけで僕とりっちゃんが。
You know, it's real interesting they're not showing the feast.
Yeah.
そうです。私は自分が狼でないと知っています。である以上、織部様の指は。
That is a bold ass claim to make.
または読み方が違ってるとか。実は折ってる指の方を数えるんじゃないの？
Counting the bent fingers would mean that wouldn't make sense. That's 4 and 2. That's 6.
そうなると、ちえみとめいこ、全く逆の結論になる。
Oh, okay. Or that.
メイコは狼ではありません。私も狼ではありません。織部義継様が人なのならば、残る芹沢様と鴨志田様が狼です。織部様の指は勘違いでしょう。何言ってるの？
It's you. It's definitely Chiemi.
なんかしっくりこないからさ。ぶっちゃけハッサンが狼とか真面目に考えるべきだと思う。
They looked at me with suspicious eyes. Apparently, even almost dying from poison was enough to earn their unconditional trust.
You've been here 4 days.
I know, right?
Haruaki.
Yeah, dude.
迷うことはなく、狼は植松里香子と鴨志田近持です。
メッセージの信憑性を補強する何かがあるのかね。
It was my fucking mom,
言いた
dude.
くはなかったけどさ、トリカブトが使われた段階でお前のことがよぎったよ。
ああ、なるほど。
ノサとか。
But so is Mochi.
Yeah.
確かに我々は毒草の扱いも家で手ほどきを受けるがね。
春明さん、覚えてたらでいいんですが、毒を盛られた時、葉っぱみたいなものは食べましたか？
Yeah, there was some green shit in my food, but I thought that was just the rotten meat.
I've been on guard, so of course I
大きめ
remember.
に刻んだネギと白菜は入ってたと思うけど、変なものは見えなかった。
Yes, you did.
The green
そうでし
meat.
ょう。一応あの後みんなで残ってたお椀を見ましたが、トリカブトがそのまま入ってたってことはなかった。だからトリカブトの汁とか毒を抽出したものとか、そういうのが使われたはずなんですよ。そういう発想ができるのは野里清之助さんか、野里家の元跡取りで薬草や毒草に詳しい彼しかいないと思うんです。
That reminded me that last time Kaori-san put the cut leaves and Kyonosuke-san instantly noticed.
Ah, yeah, okay.
そっかな。みんな渦の見分け方くらいわかるでしょ。汁を絞って使うくらい思いつくんじゃない？
どうして言ってくれないんだよ。僕じゃ。
いや、僕じゃないって。見てよこの細腕。これで死体を切り刻むなんてとても。
どうして母さんが切り刻まれたって知ってるんだ。
Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Mochi fell for the oldest trick in the book!
God damn, Mochi!
Everything seemed to grind to a halt.
Yup.
Yasunaga Uribe glared at his ex-friend with both anger and a bit of grief. Oh my god, he just like fucking Columboed him! He Columboed him! Chikamochi Kamoshida looked back at him with a poker face.
じゃあやはり香織さんのメッセージ。
Oh my god, I can't believe that. That's awesome.
That was really clever. Fantastic.
鴨志田様、嘘でしょ？
What?
はい、ストップ。
Stop. I got some looks that could kill.
Then
But I
why
had
aren't
to
you
do
dead?
it. Everything depended on it.
安永君の道筋は大体正しいと思うし、香織さんの功績というのは確かに果てしないと思う。
However, there is one person we haven't heard from yet. My boner.
Boner-san.
ちょっと読み解いておくべきことが足りてないように思う。
Like my boner.
Like my boner. Everyone, look at it. Gaze upon my boner. Ignoring his somewhat antagonistic
香
tone.
織さんの遺体について、さっき話に出たように、顔と手以外の全身に切り傷がつけられているような状態です。ここでまず一つ、なぜ顔と手は残された？はるちゃんの時は顔は残されたけど手は完全にやられていた。
Okay. I felt bad about making them remember things they didn't want to, but I had no choice.
顔はまあわかる気はするんですよ。こんな殺し方だと顔が残った方がかえって残酷だ。でも手はどうかな？
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Like, you would think that the wolves would notice that she was, like, forcing her hands down.
指なんて一番切り刻みやすい部位だ。どうしてこれが残され
Yeah,
た？
okay, this is a valid point.
まるでわざとダイイングメッセージを残そうとしたみたいに見えませんか？
わざと？
うん。先に結論を言うと、このメッセージは狼の捏造です。
Okay, so, but they pointed out one of the real, you know, oh, I think I get it. They're sacrificing. Okay, no, it's definitely Chiemi. Chiemi's definitely the other wolf because, okay, so no, they knew that she was trying to do a message. They had no indication of the paper. So, or maybe, No, okay, so here's what I'm thinking is that whatever they saw, that they just randomly messed with it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah.
But they somehow managed to point the finger at Chikuchi.
They still managed to accidentally point out, yeah, Mochi.
うん。それは間違いないと思うよ。香織さんは確かに安永くんが言った計画であれを飲み込んだんだろう。それを万一の時に取り出すよう吉嗣くんにことづけたんだよね。
ああ、そうだ。
ここにも穴があって内緒話は必ず漏れると僕は思ってるんですが、確率の話をしても仕方ないからやめて。問題は今回の殺し方ではメッセージは残せないってところにあるんですよ。
どういうこった？抵抗できないってのは指一本動かせなかったはずってことか？
それはわかりません。そうかもしれないし違うかもしれない。だからそれもやめて、ここで話を聞きたいのは野里さんです。
私かね？
はい。腕の内側を深く切り刻まれた状態で手
Oh
を握り
yeah,
込む
the
ことはできますか？
tendons would be cut.
それは不可能だな。指の第一関節と第二関節を曲げる筋肉は手のひらじゃなく腕につながっている。
香織さんがもし指の形をああした後で切られたのだとすれば、筋が立たれて手は開いたはずだ。
Okay. Interesting.
逆に切られた後で指をああしようと思っても指をもう握り込むことはできない。
そんな。あ、そうか。だから腕の傷が下向きになっていたんだ。
そうだったのか？
ええ。腕だけこう傷口を伏せたように下向きになってたんです。つまり母さんは指が握り込めないから腕をなんとか動かして床で挟み込んで無理やりあの形に指を。
無理があると思わないか？あそこまで腕をぐちゃぐちゃにされて腕を動かせたと考える方が。
それは
まあこれも確率論。いいでしょう。五分五分ってことにしておきましょう。今のところは不自然なだけな点が指が無傷なこと、指が握られていたこと、密談が漏れなかったこと、この3点。 加えて明らかに奇妙な点が一つ。遺体の首にも傷はあった。もちろん深いものだけど骨までは見えていなかった。断面には大きな管が一つだけ見えた。野里さん、喉の部分を切って一番最初に見える大きな管は何ですか？
The esophagus.
気管
Oh, the trachea, yeah.
吉嗣君は気管から包みを取り出したことになるんです。呼吸する時の息が通る道ですよ、気管って。そんなところに物が詰まればすぐに窒息していたでしょう。そんなことができたはずがない。
Okay. So whoever did it, yeah, all right. Yeah, they found the note, wrapped it up again, put it back in the wrong hole, in the wrong tube, and then specifically chose Mochi and Rikako. So I gotta think that
we don't know what the fuck Haruaki is, Hillary.
Yeah, Haruaki is apparently some type of a grad student. That's why he's like potentially in the medical field. That's what we got.
Yeah.
But and I find it funny that he's like that he still has to defer to Kyonosuke to confirm these things. So he's not a very good grad student. Anyway.
Well, I would to give him the benefit of the doubt, I would say he's probably just consulting Nosato for emphasis.
To show that he's not just pulling the shit out of his ass.
Yeah, like he's getting him to confirm what he's saying.
Yeah, they trust Kyonosuke. But anyway, yeah. So so when it comes to the killings, they've never said that all of the wolves have to be present to do it. So I'm wondering if one of the wolves is specifically trying to throw Mochi under the bus, like to give them a wolf, and to throw out someone else, Rikako, possibly the spider.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because like they knew yesterday that they were gonna look for two people, and they still win if they get everybody. So the goal is give them Mochi, and then try and get them to go after Rikako, who is potentially the spider, even though she might not be. It's still kind of unclear. Which would, if they get the spider and then they go after Haruaki, that gets rid of the snake, and then it's pretty much over at that point. So yeah, it's Chiemi, because Chiemi has that fucking issue with Rikako because of the dumb love triangle bullshit.
Yeah.
それはそうだ。赤反射というものもある。物を飲み込むなら、物は普通は気管の奥の食道を通って胃に落ち着くはず。
ちなみに彼女は、はるちゃんの時と同じく大量に血を吐いています。おそらく殺害の時、吐血とともに手紙は出てきてしまった。
There it is.
それを狼は見たんでしょうね。手紙は本物だが、後から喉に仕込まれたんですよ。解剖学的な知識のない狼の手によって、ね。
それじゃあ。
そう。手が無傷だったのは、狼が誤ったメッセージを伝えるためにわざと残したんだ。腕の傷が逆だったのは、逆にして床と挟み込まないと指の数が固定できなかったから。もう、ちなみに狼は彼女が手紙を飲み込むって密談を事前に聞いていて、注意深く探した可能性はあります。この狼は遺体の損壊にかなり執着していますね。
Wait, okay, it's definitely Mochi and Chiemi. They would have overheard it because when the three of them, when Yoshitsugu and Kaori went up to have their little secret meeting, likely about this. Remember when he was like, "Don't go alone," and Chiemi and Mochi went together to go get them.
Yep.
全身くまなく
Yeah, that's still a question of why did they pick the
死者の
numbers
メッ
they
セージ
did.
が万一にも残らないようにという意図もあるように僕は思います。恐ろしく抜け目がなく狡猾な狼だと僕は思いますね。
Yeah, exactly. Mochi said it. You could read it as 2 and 3, or you could read it as 1 and 4. A bit tired of talking. I fell silent from.
Okay, well, I wonder then, since Mochi pointed out you could read it as 2 and 3, like he was trying to like say, oh, well, maybe you're just reading the fingers wrong and it was the other way because he was the one who set the fingers.
Right.
Maybe he fucked himself over?
Maybe. A bit tired of talking, I fell silent for a moment and no one spoke up in
You're
my
finally
place.
tired of talking, Haruaki. Okay,
Either
that's a
either
surprise.
that, or one of the wolves was responsible for setting the fingers and just threw Mochi under the bus. Because
Yeah.
was Mochi kind of on the chopping block potentially already last feast?
No.
No? Okay.
Yeah, because we haven't revealed that he's a wolf.
In a
Because
different
that
loop. It was a different loop. They were all at a loss for words.
だから結局、香織さんの指のサインは誤情報。これで狼を断罪するわけにはいかない。
Alright, this is getting good.
牧島勘三さん。かつての宴で死者がメッセージを残すことはありませんでしたか？
年寄りはみんな口を揃えておった。死人の口が言うのは、よもつ狼が言わせた嘘じゃと。
Ooh.
There you had it. I liked those words. They were on theme with the story too.
ダイイングメッセージは当てにはならない。このことを証明してくれただけで、香織さんの功績は計り知れない。
わかりました。納得しました。僕の知らない知識をもってすれば、確かにおかしい点はあったのでしょう。じゃあ、狼は誰なんですか？さっきモッチーが口を滑らせたのは一体何だったんですか？
I mean, Mochi's still definitely a wolf.
正解はすでに出ている。リカ子さん、さっき何て言いました？
織部義継様が人なのであれば、私と芽子は人ですから。残る鴨志田近持様と芹沢千恵美様が。
Her words were slow. All of her words are slow.
Her words are always slow.
And so was everyone else's reaction. Slowly, they turned to Chiemi, who'd almost never faced suspicion this whole feast.
Yeah, because she's been suspiciously quiet.
Yeah.
だってそれは私だって信じたくないけど、リカ子さんだって確定じゃないから可能性あるよね。
Then I would let her do the talking.
リカ子さん、あなたは本当は雲の加護を受けてませんね。
はい。
I knew it. Naturally, the impact of that revelation was great. You could tell by just looking at everyone's shocked faces.
本物の雲は誰ですか？
芽子です。お姉ちゃん、いいの？
You're not helping. That's like the least helpful question. Oh, okay. She's saying, are you sure? Like, should she be revealing this? Okay.
私、雲。お腹になんか、お姉ちゃんのこれ、書いてあったよ。
She pointed at Rikako-san's brooch.
なんでそんな。もしかして加護の印を見たんですか？
とんでもない。それは汚れを受けるに値する重い禁忌です。しかし藤吉の暗がりを見張るネヤのはしためとして、この時期に万一霧が立ってまだ字も読めない。
We'll be here for an hour.
失敗せぬよう私。
印覚えたよ。
さっきから何を書いてるんだい？
こっちがね、お守り。
お守り？
それでね、クモさんだったら足痛くなるの。お姉ちゃん、お布団で転んだ。足ぶつけて痛い。
後でおまじないをしてあげる。
Okay. Why do your legs hurt? Oh, with a snake?
目が痛くなる。
カラスさんだったら
お腹痛くなる。
狼さんだったら
頭痛くなる。
Mako was talking way more than usual. She probably wanted to talk a lot during the feast, but we never gave her a chance to.
サルさんだったら。
その時は言わなくていい。
猿の時は私が身代わりに名乗り出ることはできませんから。
Oh, if she gets the symbol, that's what she says. So, like, if she's the snake, she says to say, my eyes hurt, so Rikako knows.
Got it.
Okay, I get it. I was gonna say, like, I don't remember Haruaki's eyes
しかし
hurting.
メイコは雲として守る相手を決めるときに紙に字は書けたのかよ。
それは私が書いて持たせました。
カゴの指定は直筆じゃなくてもいいのか。
Interesting. They just has to be under their pillow.
わからなかったので真似をして書か
Oh,
せま
okay.
し
Well,
た。
she still wrote it then. Oh, doesn't matter.
ひらがないっぱい覚えた。
この辺りこそが読み意味の宴の掟の穴かもしれません。昼の間の密談はバレる。隠したつもりの情報は必ず露見する。
狼の手に渡っても解読できない。そもそも情報かどうかも理解されない。さらに言えばこんな幼い子が掟に挑んでいるとは誰も思わない。
When you looked at it as a game, it was clearly unfair. However, when our lives were on the line, we couldn't really care about that.
とにかくリカ子さんは確かに雲ではなかったが、雲の代言者として実際に肝臓さんを一度守ったんです。
あの時は牧島肝臓様が最も重要に見えましたので。でも
仕方ねえ。雲は一回でも守れりゃ上等だ。
おかしいと思ったんだ。雲の加護者は基本的に名乗り出るメリットはない。候補が2人出てくるのは異常だった。
That was true, but with the old wolf guy being the other candidate, I really couldn't understand why it had happened. Still, there was no point in thinking about that in this loop. Yeah, that I still don't get that. I mean, he had to have been the Badger then.
Yeah.
He's the Badger.
僕は彼女の意図を初日の投票の時、メイコではなく自分に投票しろという彼女の言動から推測しました。おそらく彼女はメイコの盾となっていざとなったら名乗り出て加護者を生かすつもりなのだと。そしてメイコが狼だった時の不調まで聞いていたということは。
はい、彼女を殺して
それを知ってたので、僕の中では昨日の段階で容疑者は3人に絞り込めてました。あとはこの中で人を確定させられれば残り2人の狼が確定する。
Oh, okay. All right. That's why they didn't let us choose. They had to
消
confirm
去法かね。
Yasumizu.
狼を1人確定させても最後の1人が決まらんわけだ。
そうか。じゃあ不採司さんは一番怪しくなさそうなものとして義継を加護の対象にしたんですね。
まあね。
俺を疑ってたんじゃなかったのか。
さて、ここまで聞いてこれがよくできた作り話だと思いますか？そして消去法の上残った2人は自分が狼でないということのこれに勝る弁明が
I
で
hate
き
to
ます
give
か？
him that much credit, but it was clever.
もしそうならどうして僕は香織ママの嘘情報でも狼ってことにされてたのさ。
そうだ、そこがわからん。どうして狼は近持ちが狼だと本当の情報を混ぜる必要があった？
彼がおとりだからですよ。
Yeah, I was right. Yep.
皆さん、彼はどうやって僕に毒を盛ったと思います？
そうだ、それは結局不明のままだ。だから織部夫人が疑われたのだ。彼女しか君を狙える者がいなかったから。
そうなんですよ。彼女以外にありえないんです。僕を狙ったものなら。
そうか、そういうことか。誰でもよかったのか。
正解。あれは僕を狙ったんじゃなくて、死ぬのは誰でもよかったんですよ。
待て待て、どういうことだ。お前が蛇だから狙われたんだろ。
それが考え違いの元なんですよ。たまたま毒の塗られた器が僕に回っただけです。おそらく彼は昨日のいつかのタイミングで食器に毒を塗った。一番上のやつに 一滴垂らしたとかだけかもしれません。その程度ならばチャンスはいくらでもあったでしょう。そして食事となった時、狼はなんとなく雑談でもしながら料理には手をつけず様子を見る。自分たち以外の誰かが毒を食らえばそのタイミングで口をつけるかつけてたことにする。多分あの時は場が混乱してたから全員が確実に料理に口をつけてたかはもう証明できないでしょう。もし誰も毒を食らわなければ自分たちの皿に毒が回ってきているから気分が悪いとか理由をつけて食べなきゃいいわけで、とにかくこうすることで人の陣営を一人減らせる。発言力の強い牧島さん、匠さん、安永くん、立場が微妙な野里さん、自称雲の理香子さん、蛇のカゴ者である僕。人の多くが狼にとって殺す価値のある人材であると言えます。そしていざ毒殺されればそれは調理した本人であり、唯一個人を狙える立場にあった香織さんが疑われる。自称カラスである。
じゃあお前が死にかけたのは
完全なる偶然でしょうね。しかしちょうど僕が蛇だと明かした直後で効果はてきめんでしたね。あれでもし僕が死んでいたらきっと狼は香織さんを夜殺さず今日この場でくくっていたでしょう。
I took a few breaths. Everyone was silent probably because they were reflecting on the way they'd suspected her
し
yesterday.
かし結果的に僕は死ななかった上に、植松さんのその不思議な力によって彼女の信頼度も高まってしまった。
Yeah.
である以上、植松さんはきっと雲として僕を守るでしょうから、夜には殺せない。理香子さんを殺すことも考えたでしょう。ただ理香子さんは常々証明されているように藤吉での立場が極めて悪い。千恵美ちゃんと理香子さんのどちらをくくるかって話になった時に、まず理香子さんがくくられるってほどには。だから昼に殺せばいい。そうなると、カラスのカゴ者である香織さんの方を殺してしまおう。この辺りの順位付けが妥当かどうかはともかくとして、この二人がこういう風に考えてもおかしくはないと思います。で、話がだいぶ離れたんですが、1日2人以上の殺人は汚れの対象です。つまり鴨志田近持は覚悟の上で毒を持った。というかおそらく毒を持ったのが野里家の敗着である自分だとバレることも織り込み済みでことに及んだ。基本的に狼は全員生き残るなんてまずできないんですよ。能動的にカゴ者を語ればいつかはくくられる。しかしなぜか彼らは固い結束の上、中で犠牲者を決めて突撃させる。語りに、あるいはルール破りにね。鴨志田近持はそういう役回りです。だから今日香織さんの遺言に従ってくくられる覚悟はしていたでしょう。
Yeah, they were gonna try and take out the spider.
しかし、今日理香子さんをくくれれば今夜僕を殺して場をめちゃくちゃにして生き残れる可能性はあった。そういう賭けだったんじゃないですかね。残念ながら負けですが。
He looks down with a half smile, gathering everyone's
やっ
attention.
ぱそれ一方的じゃないかな。ハッサンやりっちゃんが本物だってのも決まってないわけだしさ。
He brought up something we'd been over already, and since that was all they had left.
それに香織ママの指だってまだああやって読むのが正しいのかも。
もっち、もういいよ。
Oh shit.
苦しいよ、さすがに。
じゃあ、
やる
Oh damn!
Oh my god, she's got a gun!
Oh, she's got a gun! Oh, we gave the wolf the gun. Of course she didn't. Oh, fuck.
He's got one too.
Everyone here had a certain hope. They believed that if exposed, the wolves would admit it and give themselves up.
Wow, suddenly Chiemi's boobs grew like 5 sizes.
Okay, I didn't want to say anything, but yeah.
You're welcome.
No. Like, I saw this, and I'm like, Jesus Christ! It would be too late for them to keep struggling, after all. Certainly they wouldn't attack the humans head on. Certainly their ex-neighbors wouldn't be that malicious and murderous. I couldn't blame them for their optimism. I was the only one who knew how badly Yasunaga Oribe changed last time, so I should have been the one to take care. However, even I could be taken off guard. It happens all the fucking time!
Yeah, right.
I knew that the current wolves were wicked, but I thought it was because of Chikamochi Kamoshida, the boy with unusual tendencies and devilish intuition. I knew that she could use a gun, but I didn't expect her to whip one out right in front of us.
Oh, baby?
She was the girl who told me to leave her and run, despite the invisible god terrorizing her. The girl who'd opened herself up to me despite knowing it wasn't meant to be. I never would have thought she'd bring a gun to this place and try to take everyone with her. The turn was so unexpected that the smart ones here were frozen. Those who hadn't suspected her weren't moving either. The ones who did.
Chiemi, yamero!
Oh, he's done. He's getting blown away. Was the one most proactive among us. And the one who didn't trust anyone. Ooh! When the first shot was fired, the buckshot aimed at the end of the circle was blocked by Takumi-san's body. His large frame absorbed the bullets, bursting apart. Past his collapsing body, I saw her face, a beastly smile. A moment later, Chikamochi Kamoshida fired his own gun. Kanzoshi was charging toward him with a clenched fist, and the shot blew off his face. God damn!
Jesus.
Beyond the bloody mist they left behind, I saw the eyes of a bird of prey. The next person Chiemi aimed at was Yoshitsugu-kun, who was trying to charge at her. That was when Kanzo-san, on the verge of death, landed a punch on Chikamochi, as I absent-mindedly watched. Yeah, great protagonist there, Haruaki. You're really doing a whole bunch.
Kyo. Usaishi. Ato wa tanomu.
I felt like I heard that voice, which snapped me out of my torpor. Kyonosuke was the same in that regard. Our eyes met, and then I hurried to take Rikako-san and Meiko's hands, while he grabbed Yasunaga-kun by the shoulders. Without even seeing the results of the third shot, we ran straight for the exit.